Al Coronel No Hay Quien Le Fría stands out as one of those rare episodes where Aida transcends the limits of sitcom structure to touch on deeper psychological and cultural themes. At first glance, it seems like a simple comic setup. A retired colonel moves into the chaotic neighborhood of Esperanza Sur and tries to impose military discipline on people who barely follow their own rules. Yet beneath the humor lies an exploration of identity, aging, and the fear of irrelevance. The colonel's exaggerated manners and speeches hide a quiet terror of being forgotten. He struts, commands, and corrects others not because he believes in his superiority, but because those gestures are all he has left. The writers construct his character with exquisite irony, turning him into both a figure of mockery and compassion. Every scene reveals another layer of his absurd dignity, when he tries to organize a neighborhood cleaning brigade, when he reprimands Mauricio for his cynicism, when he salutes a passing garbage truck as if it were a regiment. The neighborhood responds with confusion and laughter. But what makes the episode powerful is how that laughter slowly transforms into empathy. Aida, ever the voice of resigned pragmatism, initially mocks him but ends up defending him from ridicule. Her intuition recognizes that his obsession with order is a way to survive chaos. The show's humor, often fast and irreverent, becomes tender here. Even the usual sarcastic banter between characters acquires an almost lyrical tone, as if everyone senses that something fragile is at stake. The colonel's world is collapsing, and Aida's chaotic one is barely holding together, yet their interaction generates a kind of mutual understanding. One of the most poignant moments occurs when Aida finds him sitting in the dark, listening to an old military march on a dusty cassette player. The music sounds distorted, and the colonel's expression is unreadable, half pride, half sorrow. Without words, the scene conveys the weight of time and the cruelty of memory. Aida sits beside him, lights a cigarette, and says nothing. The silence becomes the episode's emotional climax, proving that empathy can exist without dialogue. This kind of emotional intelligence is what has always set Aida apart from other comedies. It uses vulgarity and absurdity to reach moments of startling honesty. The colonel, stripped of his medals and rituals, becomes a human being again, not a caricature. His failure to impose order mirrors Aida's constant failure to improve her life, and both find solace in acceptance. The show subtly weaves political commentary into this intimacy. The colonel's nostalgia for an era of discipline and authority contrasts with a society that prizes freedom, but often mistakes it for indifference. Esperanza Sur becomes a metaphorical battlefield where outdated hierarchies collide with modern disillusionment. No one wins, but everyone learns to coexist. In the final sequence, the colonel joins the neighbors in a spontaneous celebration, reluctantly clapping along to loud music. For a brief moment, he smiles, awkwardly but sincerely, and that smile encapsulates the entire episode's theme: the reconciliation of opposites, the fragile truce between order and chaos. Aida's genius lies in making that truce feel both absurd and profoundly moving. By transforming a grumpy soldier into a symbol of human vulnerability, the show reminds us that comedy can carry the weight of tragedy without losing its laughter. The episode lingers in the viewer's mind because it captures a universal anxiety, the fear of becoming obsolete, and redeems it through connection. Al Coronel No Hay Quien Le Fría is not merely a title, but a statement of resilience. It tells us that even those who seem ridiculous in their rigidity possess a core of unbreakable dignity. That is why, long after the laughter fades, the image of the colonel sitting quietly among the noisy inhabitants of Esperanza Sur continues to resonate. It embodies the delicate balance between pride and tenderness that defines Aida's world and, perhaps, the human condition itself.